my class. So today I am going to start with the new lesson, that is economics, human resources of India. So this is the lesson that I am going to explain. So let me start with the meaning. So like natural resources, the population is also considered to be the wealth of the country. The people living in a country constitute the population of that country, which consists of children, adult and senior citizens. So those under 14 years are considered children, those under 50 to 60 years are considered as adults, and those who are above 60 are identified as senior citizens. So here adults are capable of working and they form the national wealth, means individual income is called as a national income. How individual income will become the national income means, so when the citizen of India, the citizens are is to pay tax to the government, so that tax money is called as a national wealth or a national income. So the adults are capable of working, so they are earning, they are paying tax to the government, so that tax money is called as a national income. And people with the knowledge, skill means what they are capable, they are experienced, they are professional, they are trained, and abilities from the human resources of that country. And since the population of adults is more in India, adults means 15 to 60 years of age, they are more in India. So there is an increase in the workforce. If they get good education, good training, skills and health facilities are provided in human resources, they can means they can change into the human capital. So when they get good education, when they get good employment and all, so we can change the transform the human capital. Means we can that human capital will become the national capital, national income, and they possess the capability to increase the national income and transform, means change, they can bring change in the society. That is population, and it is a population, it is an asset, it is a property, it is a benefit to our country, more population. So when there is more population, more human capital, human income will be there, more they can give to the government tax, and that tax money will become the national income, national capital, and that is utilized for the welfare of the society and people, and for the better standard, the living standard of the people, and they get all the infrastructures and human resources conduct new researches to provide better facilities to the people, like electricity, television, computers, mobiles and fast moving vehicles, all the contributions of the human resources. Till now India's large population was considered as a burden. So how so much large population is there, how we should give them basic needs and all, it has become burden for our government, for our India. But now it has become the view as a resources. It is possible to convert the people into the productive asset benefits by providing them a good education, training, health facilities and all. So this is about the meaning of the human resources of India. Now let us now I am going to explain you all about the characteristics of India's population. So these are the one by one I am going to explain you all. The first one, that is a large size and fast growth. Here first let me give the characteristics. Characteristics of population includes features related to size, composition, density, growth, and equality of population. So one should have a complete knowledge regarding the basic features of population of that country. So in India, population census is nothing but counting the citizens, is conducted every 10 years. And the latest one, it was conducted, the census was conducted in the year, that is in 2011. So let me start one by one the characteristics of the India's population. Large size and the fast growth. India with a population of 121.1 crore till 2011 is the second most populous country in the world. So in the population, our country stands second in the world. And first country is to China, that is next to the China. So in the population, China is leading number one, and secondary, that is India. And with the population growing at the rate of 1.8% per annum is per year. So population equivalent to that of Australia is added every year. By 2022, India will be the most populous country in the world. So in another 3 years, our country will become according to population, the number of citizens, the population in the world, our India will be the most populous country in the world. And the next one is a second stage demographic transition. Do you all know what it is by demographic? Demographic is nothing but population. Transition is nothing but change. Again, we have seen the change. What is the demographic change in the population? Second stage of demographic change in the population. Nothing but population is growing. Passing through the second stage of demographic transition, where rate was 7.2 per thousand is lower. Birth rate is high, leading to the high population growth. That is was in 2010 was 22%. So the birth rate is growing. This is called as demographic transition, where per year, how much we are seeing the rate of growing the birth is at 7.2 per thousand is lower, where the birth rate is lean. The next one is rapidly raising density. Density means what? Thickness. Growing population. Density of population is the number of people living in the in 1 square kilometers of geographical area. Means in one area, how many number of people, how many square kilometers of people are living. So India is one of the most densely populated. So one square kilometers if you go means the number of people to 500 to 2000 people are living. Again one more another 1 kilometer if you go means again you can see the number of people living. So it is called as the densely populated countries in the world, with 382 persons per square kilometers in 2011. That is means per square kilometer, if you go to 1 square kilometer, there are 300 to 400 people will be living. That is again if you go another some more distance to 1 kilometer, again the people are living. So it is called as a thickly densely population. And here India occupies that is 2.4% of the total land area of the world, but supports 16.7% of the total world population. So our India is first what we have seen, that is a large size and growth. India is populated. And second one that is called as a demographic transition. Demographic transition means population is growing. The high birth rate, higher. The next one is if you move to 1 square kilometer, there are 400 people are living. Again 1 square kilometers, there are 400 people are living. So the occupation of the land also is more in India. And the next one, that is an unfavorable sex ratio. Sex ratio is nothing but male and the female. So the number of females are less and males are more. That is called as an unfavorable. For every 10 males, 10 females are not there. So that is called as an unfavorable. So here sex ratio refers to the number of females per 1000 males. So it was 943 in 2011, which was unfavorable to females. Means the number of females are less and the males are more. And the next one, that is on a bottom heavy age structure. Here the age composition of India population is bottom heavy. Persons, bottom heavy means the persons who are above 60 years or 14 years below 14 years, they are called as dependents. Okay, the age group of 0 to 14 is relatively high. So in India, so we are seeing according to 2011 census, so children between the age of 14 years were 30.7%. So this leads to the high dependency ratio. So the children, the one who are below 14 years of age, that those people are more in India. So they are depending on their parents. They are depending on their elders. So this is called as a bottom heavy age structure. So these are the things. I have given the explanation of the meaning and the characteristics. More are the characteristics of the India's population. So in the next class again I am going to continue with my same lesson, students. Thank you so much.